Hey guys, Papa Pete here. I've been looking for a different type of video to do, and I was watching some videos the other day, and I saw a great one, a real interesting one from JLove81, and then a follow-up from CMRetro, naming 3 different NES games that they had when they were kids that they'd never beaten. Well, I thought that was really neat, so I thought I'd give it a go myself. Stick around, we're about to see 3 NES games Papa Pete never did manage to get through.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown up by the age of 50, you don't have to.
Alright guys, I want to qualify something first of all. I don't think I was quite as young when I got my first NES as JLove81 and CMRetro were, but I was in university. I think I was 18, 19 when I got my first one, and we used to rent games all the time. Plus, I have older brothers and sisters who had families, and of course they had NESs and kids that were 7 and 8 years old, and they all had NESs, and I used to play the games at their place all the time too, and borrow the games and such. So anyway, I got to play all kinds of games, maybe not when I was a young kid, but in my late teens and early 20s, I played a ton of NES. But here's 3 games that I wish I had beaten, but I'm sort of sad to say I never did. The first game I'm going to show you, I didn't have a copy of it myself, actually, but my brother-in-law did have a copy, and the kids over there, and I used to play it all the time. I remember when we got it, we both tried playing it. It was an incredibly smooth game to play with 2 different modes of gameplay, and you're going to recognize it as Sunsauce Blaster Master. I always thought this was a great game. I can remember when we first got it, playing as Sophia in the tank, and it was so smooth, being able to jump and shoot. And then I think his name is Jason, when you get out and you go through the different mazes and caves, trying to kill the enemies and find the different power-ups for the system, all to find your frog, which would jump down a hole, which, whatever. What a weird premise, but it really worked. And it was a lot of fun to play, but we could never beat it. Still, I think this is one that I'd love to get out and play some more of today. Save states? Some people call that cheating. At this point, I'm too old to worry about cheating. If I get through the game at my age, I'm still doing all right. So, Blaster Master. Never beat it. Maybe someday. Now, the next one is a game that we're all so familiar with. When I was in university, we used to have a NES in our room, and we used to go out and rent games every weekend. And this is a game that one of my roommates brought it back first, and he actually went out and bought it and owned it, and he was pretty good at it. I used to play it. He was a lot better than I was. It's so rough, but it's one we all know. Ninja Gaiden, I don't know how you pronounce it. Ninja Gaiden. I'll call it Ninja Gaiden from now on. Anyway, played this game a ton back in my early 20s. Never could really get very far in it. There's 20 levels for Pete's sakes. What, 6 worlds, 20 levels, something like that. And it's almost like parkour. The gameplay is so precise and it's so much fun. Not long ago, I think I was down at Too Many Games a couple years ago, and Mike Matei tried to beat a copy of, it's actually Ninja Gaiden 2, live in front of everybody. And it was really neat to watch him play it because he had it right down pat. I don't know if he ever really succeeded that time, but I've watched him do it online since. If I could sit down, I don't know if I'll ever get the time that it takes to practice and make I'm good enough to beat Ninja Gaiden, now that I'm at my age. But I'd love to take the time and try. Now the last game is, as if that one's not famous enough, the last game is one of the most famous games for the system, and I'm really sorry to say that I've never beaten it. Again, I didn't have it when I was a kid, but it's a game that my brother and his family, different, I have my brother-in-law, my brother and his family, his son, my brother's 12 years older than me. I'm 12 years older than his son. So we grew up playing these games all the time. I'm sure he beat it when he had it. It's infamous. Castlevania. Castlevania. I have never sat down and played it long enough. The Medusa heads would always drive me nuts when I try to play this game, and I never could get the patience to get by it. Of all the games, of these 3 games right here, I think this is the one that I should dedicate the most time to try to play and try to beat. Ninja Gaiden, I mean, that's a challenge. A lot of people haven't beaten that game, but most people have beaten this if they've really put the time into it. I think I should do it. Well, maybe I will. Anyway, those are my 3 games that I've never beaten. Thanks a lot to JLove81 and to CMRetro for making great videos, bringing up this idea. I really enjoyed making this video, and let me go back through the collection. And one thing I did notice is as I was going through looking to pick out these 3 games, well, there's actually quite a few good games in there that I have beaten. Maybe not everybody's beaten. Yeah, okay, everybody sort of had their crack at the Marios and such, but there's some other more obscure games which I'm really proud to say I really liked and managed to beat. Maybe I'll make a video on that. 3 that I have beaten. Maybe that's something that JLove and CMRetro can do as well. Anyway, I'm Papa Pete. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me today. Take care, guys.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown up by the age of 50, you don't have to.
You're watching Papa Pete, the old guy gamer.
What the hell?